In this video, we are going to calculate the formula mass of a given compound. You could have the formula itself given to find the formula mass, or you might have to find the formula first. Let's look at this question. In this question, it states that we have to find the formula mass of a compound which has the name ammonium phosphate. Now, we first have to write the formula for ammonium phosphate to be able to find the formula mass. Ammonium and phosphate are both polyatomic ions. If you have a question as this in your quiz or exam, that means you have been asked to memorize polyatomic ions, and it will also be in your lecture slides as well as in your exam review sheet. So let's see, where is ammonium on this sheet? Ammonium has a charge of +1, and the formula for ammonium ion is NH4 with a plus charge. The formula for the phosphate ion, phosphate, is equal to PO4 with a 3 minus. So you must memorize these polyatomic ions to be able to do these problems. Okay, so once we recognize ammonium has a +1 charge and phosphate has a -3 charge, then comes the task of balancing these charges. The +1 needs to be balanced with the -3. Therefore, we must take ammonium 3 times, or you could say we need 3 ammonium ions to balance with 1 phosphate ion. After this, you could write the formula as NH4, the whole thing taken 3 times, and then the phosphate. This is the formula for ammonium phosphate. The question never asks us to find the formula, but to find the formula mass, we must first find the formula. Okay, once we have the formula, we need to recognize what does this formula mean. This formula means that this subscript gets multiplied by the symbol, which tells us that there are 3 atoms of nitrogen, and which are added to 3 into 4, which means 12 atoms of hydrogen, plus 1 atom of phosphorus, plus 4 atoms of oxygen. It's not important that you have to write this, but it is important that you recognize how the formulas, subscripts, transfer information into number of atoms that you have. Next comes reading the atomic mass from the periodic table. So when we say this is the mass of nitrogen, or we want to find the mass of nitrogen, we go to the periodic table, look at the mass underneath the symbol, which will give you the atomic mass, or the mass of 1 atom of nitrogen. Now, because we have 3 atoms of nitrogen, we are going to take that mass and multiply it by 3. You could round it to 2 decimal places, but it is beneficial to keep it as is reported in the periodic table given to you. So with this math, we are going to take 3 multiplied by the mass in the periodic table plus 12 multiplied by the mass of hydrogen from the periodic table. Remember, it's the bottom number underneath the symbol that you are picking up these values from. Plus 1 multiplied by the mass of phosphorus. You don't have to show the 1, but the purpose of showing the 1 here is just to help you recognize how this transfers the information from the information given above. Next, we take 4 multiplied by the mass of oxygen given in the periodic table. Once we do this math, we need to add up all the math, and we need to recognize what the total answer is. The total answer that I am getting from my calculator is 149.096. And this, because it's a formula mass, the unit is AMU. AMU stands for atomic mass unit. Okay? Now, how would the question ask for the answer in a certain number of decimal places or sig figs? Let's say the question says we need to report this answer in 2 decimal places, or up to 2 decimal places. Then you will take this calculated number and you will round it to 2 decimal places. Because this is higher than 4, you are going to add 1 to the number before, which comes out to be equal to 149.10, and then AMU. If the question does not ask you to report the answer in 2 decimal places, then you just leave the number as is. Make sure you have the units of AMU as part of it.